आप इस न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को कैसे देखते हैं? कितना बदलाव आने वाला है?
Join multiple institutions, you can transfer credits institution to institution. So I think things have evolved a lot.
So are you looking at it as a turmoil or you looking at it as a positive?
No, I'm very positive on this note. Changes तो आ रहे हैं, ये तो दिख रहा है.
You would call it in a tier 3 institution which is in Jodhpur और एक जयपुर में आपके पास 2 या 3 इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं. दोनों में आप कितना फ़र्क महसूस करते हैं that it is for the faculty or it is for the students?
Students in Jodhpur have much hunger to learn. वहाँ के बच्चों में वो ख्वाहिश है कि हमको जोधपुर से बाहर जाके कुछ करना है. कहावत है जोधपुर के लिए, जहाँ ना पहुँचे बैलगाड़ी वहाँ पहुँचे मारवाड़ी. So that's why I feel there is negligible difference between Jodhpur and Jaipur in terms of education.
What is your take on the academic faculties taking new education policy?
Perform or perish. Everyone has a challenge within themselves to perform. So जब आप लोगों को ही सशक्त बना देते हो तो हमारा रोल बहुत कम हो जाता है. That actually there is no need of deans and HODs. तो सिर्फ उन्हें एक हायरार्की इसलिए बना रखी है because follow up करना पड़ता है.
So what do you think about 2026? हेलो एंड वेलकम टू द नेक्स्ट एपिसोड ऑफ द फ्यूचर यू, जहाँ पर हम बात करते हैं एजुकेशन किस तरह से बदलाव लेकर आ रही है और कैसे हमारी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन इस न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के लिए तैयार हो रही है. आज हमारे साथ में है मिस्टर राहुल सिंह जी, हु इज हिमसेल्फ अ टाइकून इनटू द चेंज दैट ही इज ब्रिंगिंग इन दिस इंडस्ट्री, स्पेशली राजस्थान में. उनसे सुनते हैं कि सर न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी किस तरह का बदलाव हम लोगों के लिए लेकर आने वाली है. राहुल जी, आप एक फैमिली बिजनेस बैकग्राउंड या एक बहुत बड़े पैशन से आते हैं जहाँ पर आपकी फैमिली सालों से एजुकेशन को प्रमोट करती आई है. सो इन दैट कॉन्टेक्स्ट आप इस न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को कैसे देखते हैं? कितना बदलाव आने वाला है?
आई थिंक न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशंस के लिए अलग है और पब्लिक इंस्टीट्यूशंस के लिए अलग तरीके से इम्प्लीमेंट हो रही है. अगर मैं प्राइवेट की बात करूँ तो बहुत सालों पहले ही NEP की कुछ चीज़ें इंट्रोड्यूस कर दी गई थी प्राइवेट सिस्टम में, जैसे कि किंडरगार्टन जो है वो न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी का पार्ट अब बना है. बट आई स्टिल रिमेंबर गोइंग टू KG1 एंड KG2 व्हेन आई वाज in 80s. So the need of NEP was much felt to forward-looking visionary people way back in 80s and 90s. बट गवर्नमेंट को अडॉप्ट करने में उसको एक फॉर्मुलेट करने में थोड़ा सा टाइम लगा. सो आई थिंक दे आर कैचिंग अप विद द प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशंस. एट द सेम टाइम काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें न्यूली इंट्रोड्यूस हुई है न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में, विच मीन्स मल्टीपल एंट्री मल्टीपल एग्जिट, विच वॉज नॉट प्रेजेंट. rather the framework was not there was no policy around it. Academic bank of credits, credit transfer in higher educational institutes was not available. School में आपने 6th class के बाद दूसरी school join कर ली was possible, but higher education में up till now, you have to complete at one institute only. But now with NEP, you can join multiple institutions, you can transfer credits institution to institution. So I think things have evolved a lot and it will evolve a lot in the times to come.
It sounds interesting and very happening when he says so. But Rahulji, is it really happening on ground? I mean, I have been hearing as a parent from lot of parents of that age group जिनके बच्चे new education policy के through school से college में आने वाले हैं, that how do they select subjects? It's becoming very non-acceptable for parents who thought about science, commerce, humanities as separate verticals to really accept this. So are you looking at it as a turmoil or are you looking at it as a positive?
No, I'm very positive on this note because changes तो आ रहे हैं, ये तो दिख रहा है. Of course changes को grassroots level पे जाने में थोड़ा time लगेगा. We are seeing lot of incubation related things, startups related things जो कॉलेज में ही सुनने को मिलती थी अब स्कूल्स में भी हो रही है. बहुत सारे अटल और टिंकरिंग लैब्स जो पहले सिर्फ हायर एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट्स में एक्सपोजर होता था, वो अब स्कूल स्टूडेंट्स को भी मिल रहा है. There are a lot of coding related things happening in school itself. Of course, it incurs a lot of expenditure. That's why the grassroots is still away from it. You won't find these facilities in tier 3 cities or villages, but slowly and steadily it has started. Now we can see Kendra Vidyalayas and good public schools, जो government के model schools हैं, उसमें there is lot of infrastructure upgradation that has happened. So it is all on the uh, you know backlinks of NEP, I would say. NEP की वजह से ही ये changes आ रहे हैं. तो बस हाँ, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, ग्रास रूट पे जाने में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, बट इट विल हैपन इन टाइम्स टू कम. इट विल हैपन.
That's really a very forward approach that Rahul has towards this education setup ki he is very very optimistic कि time लगेगा. तो इन्हीं से पूछते हैं सर, आप एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रन करते हैं, एजुकेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो कि एक tier 3 में है, like if we talk about JEET, which is I think we would call it in a tier 3 institution which is in Jodhpur, और एक जयपुर में आपके पास 2 या 3 इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं. दोनों में आप कितना फ़र्क महसूस करते हैं when it is for the faculty or it is for the students?
Negligible. Why? Because there are a lot of good students in Jodhpur as well. There are good students in Jaipur as well. It all depends on how you polish them, how you work on them. There are good teachers in Jodhpur. Jodhpur has one of the highest number of public institutions in Rajasthan. AIMS is in Jodhpur, IIT Jodhpur is there, then NIFT is in Jodhpur. Many other institutions are in Jodhpur. So I don't think there is much of the difference. Rather, what we have observed is that, we have been lucky in Jodhpur because there are less competitors in Jodhpur. So that ways we are easy. We are getting good students. Jaipur has a good, tough competition, lot of institutions in private institutions in Jaipur. But I don't see any difference. At some point, I find Jodhpur, students in Jodhpur have, much hunger to learn and to excel because they are limited on resources. Jodhpur is climatically very challenging. So वहाँ के बच्चों में वो ख्वाहिश है कि हमको जोधपुर से बाहर जाके कुछ करना है. तो वहाँ भूख ज़्यादा दिखती है मेरे को बच्चों में मेहनत करने की, एज कम्पेयर टू जयपुर और tier 1 सिटी जहाँ पे everything is on a platter. You have McDonald's, you have lot of other places to go chill. जोधपुर में क्या है, धो रहे हैं बस वहाँ पे. तो वहाँ पे मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि हंगर ज़्यादा है, वहाँ बच्चे मेहनती ऑफ कोर्स ज़्यादा हैं क्योंकि वहाँ पे कुछ लोकली कुछ भी नहीं है. सो दे हैव टू इवॉल्व, दे हैव टू फाइट ग्लोबली. वहाँ की हैंडीक्राफ्ट इंडस्ट्री को अगर आप देखोगे तो इट इज़ नोन वर्ल्ड वाइड. जोधपुर से एक्सपोर्ट जो होता है वो दुनिया में हर जगह पहुँचता है, एंड नॉट जस्ट फॉर फॉर बिग ब्रांड्स, है ना, जो भी हम इमेजिन कर सकते हैं उस ब्रांड्स के लिए. तो एक कहावत है जोधपुर के लिए कि जहाँ ना पहुँचे बैलगाड़ी वहाँ पहुँचे मारवाड़ी. So that's why I feel there is negligible difference between Jodhpur and Jaipur in terms of education.
Wow. This is what is fascinating about Rajasthan education, that pioneers like your family is reducing these gaps further. धोरे से लेकर मैकडॉनल्ड्स तक, बट आपने दोनों के लिए एजुकेशन बराबर प्रोवाइड करी है, कोशिश भी कर रहे हैं. So this is something which the state should really applaud for, and we must consider this as a very big contribution that is happening. Coming to you as a person, Rahul ji, architect होते हुए, you chose to come into this segment of academic administration, leaving behind your creative instincts or your passion towards art and more towards design. How do you feel as an administrator? What is the feeling like handling so many faculties, being into management? Is it that creative instinct still stays back?
Yeah. I love my job that I'm doing, and I owe it big time to architecture, because architecture is a multi-diverse area where you study people, you study buildings, you're creative, you're doing everything. You learn geography, you learn history, you learn physics, you learn mathematics. Everything is being taught in architecture. So I don't think, rather it boosts the creativity. And coming to the family business was no other option for me. I mean, during my architecture only, I realized that I'm not a good architect. So joining family business was very easy for me, and that was the only option that I had. But then जब मैंने join करा, I thought that if I'm doing something in this sphere of life, then I have to do it diligently and with proper focus. So I changed my outlook towards life after I joined family business, and especially when I joined SP Jain for a 1.5 year course. So उसकी वजह से मेरे को काफ़ी मोटिवेशन मिला एजुकेशन को रन करने का, एंड आई फील वेरी कंफर्टेबल because I deal with students similarly the way I used to deal with juniors when I was a senior. I'm dealing with teachers similarly the way I used to talk to my teachers when I was in college. So everything is relatable. I don't think education or architecture में कोई बहुत ज़्यादा difference है. It is only the bent of mind कि आप कैसे उसको relate करके and you approach it. So it's very super easy for me.
It's a true synonym of what Rajasthan brings on platter for you. आप एक इंटेंट और एक पैशन के साथ में अपनी एजुकेशन पूरी करते हैं, एक फैमिली बिजनेस को एम्ब्रेस करते हैं, एंड देन यू ट्राई टू डू योर बेस्ट इनटू अ फील्ड व्हिच इज वेरी वेरी आई वुड से churning at this stage, coming up with newer ideas, coming up with handling so many people at the same time, and you so truthfully say that what you get from your background and what you get from your education. Thank you, Rahul, for bringing this point of view where we really want Rajasthan to understand that let's embrace ourselves instead of aping at the West or aping at the tier 1 cities. हमारे पास बहुत कुछ है. अगर हम ही अपनी कैपेसिटी के साथ में काम करने लगेंगे तो we can definitely be as happy as Rahul proudly says that he's proud of what he's doing and absolutely happy with it. Something very, very specific that we read about your institution very regularly is about sports. You've been very passionate about it, whether it is being on the collar of Rajasthan Royals to hosting some university events, AIU. What's so special about sports that gets you into pushing it towards students? और न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में आप कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि स्टूडेंट्स अपने स्पोर्ट्स पैशन को कंटिन्यू कर पाएंगे?
So it started with a very small incident. During Diwali, students used to, burn firecrackers and burn our dustbins in hostels. They were very mischievous. They are very mischievous. But back in 2012, 13, 14, when I joined my father, I faced lot of, retaliation from students. A lot of energy in them, but they were wasting it on things which are not good. So when I spoke to them, they said कि सर 4 बजे के बाद हमारे पास काम करने को है ही क्या, हम यही करते हैं, मस्ती करते हैं, कुछ भी नहीं मिला तो ये कर दिया. So I said okay, but then when I got the decision making authority, when I was at the helm of the affairs, when I got the chance to take decision for my organization, the first thing I did was invest in sports. So we made lot of grounds, not with the objective that we would earn something out of it, but only to channelize the negative energy of students into some positive direction. So we introduced games which had more teams. Individual games को focus नहीं करा, team games को ज़्यादा focus करा. तो soccer, American football, किसी ने approach करके हमको बोला कि we are training students on American football. American football में क्या होता है, एक साथ 40 बच्चे खेलते हैं. तो वी थॉट कि यार टेनिस में 4 जनों को खिलाएंगे, टीटी में 4 जनों को खिलाएंगे, इससे अच्छा एक साथ 40 बच्चों को एक गेम में डाल देते हैं. और वो गेम भी इतना अग्रेसिव था कि उसमें बच्चे भी एकदम हट्टे कट्टे, जिनमें अग्रेशन हो. तो वी चैनलाइज, तो हमारे जितने भी बदमाश बच्चे थे उनको हमने अमेरिकन फुटबॉल में डाल के उनकी ट्रेनिंग चालू कर दी. दैट्स हाउ वी एंटर्ड इनटू स्पोर्ट्स. एंड देन यू वोंट बिलीव कि कुछ 6-8 महीने बाद ही हमको रिजल्ट्स मिलने लग गए, व्हेन देयर वाज नन ऑफ दीज मिस्चीवियस थिंग्स हैपनिंग इन द कैंपस. दिवाली के दौरान कोई पटाखे नहीं जल रहे हैं, डस्टबिन्स नहीं जल रहे हैं, बिकॉज देयर नेगेटिव एनर्जी वाज चैनलाइज्ड. So I think 2015-16 में we realized, and then when we got good result, we kept on investing. So we invested in lot of infrastructure development, equipment purchasing, coaching, also sending students for other competitions on our cost. So earlier students used to pay. Then we came up with a policy that, you know, all accommodation, travel, lodging, boarding, everything will be taken care by the organization. You just go and play. So that has helped lot of our students to evolve. They still cherish things about sports. क्लासरूम के बाहर की बातें ज़्यादा करते हैं बनिस्बत की क्लासरूम के अंदर की. So and then we got an opportunity just before COVID to host 1 or 2 games from the government, from some private, from associations. And by chance उस टाइम हमारा हॉस्टल खाली था. So we pitched कि okay, if you want to play this game in the campus, we can give you accommodation free of cost because अभी खाली पड़ा है. तो उससे वो एक क्लिक हुआ और associations realized कि universities are a better place to host these events because you get everything in one campus. You get accommodation, meals, transportation, canteen, open areas, academic building, meetings करनी है तो conference rooms available है. So all kind of infrastructure is at one place. And then we started utilizing these things. So we went to other associations to pitch them कि आप हमारे यहाँ host करो. This we will give free of cost. This we will give. And slowly and steadily it picked up so that now the state government has, when we were talking to state government and we told that we should host something big. So Rajasthan government got the opportunity to host Khelo India University Games. And we pitched in, we said that we can accommodate so many students. So that is the, highest that we can go so up till now.
Wow. So Rajasthan, are you ready to host Khelo India University Games?
Absolutely, I think.
So this is thoughtful administration, friends, don't you think so? कि हम सब अगर ऐसा सोचने लगे कि एक छोटी सी प्रॉब्लम जो हम सब डेली में फेस कर रहे हैं उसे एक प्रैक्टिस बनाएं और एक थॉटफुल डिसीजन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के साथ में उसे एक इस लेवल तक ले जाएं कि आज हम नेशनल लेवल गेम्स होस्ट करने तक पहुंच जाएं. दिस इज समथिंग रियली दैट ऑल ऑफ अस मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड एंड नो दैट हाउ वी प्लान टुवर्ड्स थिंग्स. इसी बात में पूछती हूँ राहुल जी कि न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को लेकर जितना हम पेरेंट्स और स्टूडेंट्स के अंदर एक जेस्चर समझ रहे हैं कि प्रॉब्लम टेंशन नजर आता है, वैसा ही टेंशन एक academicians में भी नजर आ रहा है. Because for years they have been teaching a particular syllabus in a particular way, and when we are expecting them to change it overnight or think of it in a new paradigm, वहाँ पर आपको क्या लगता है? What is your take on the academic fraternity, which is the faculty is taking new education policy?
See, in my organization there is a simple saying, perform or perish. So everyone has to be abreast of what is happening currently in the industry. And so हमारे यहाँ मॉडल, so हम बहुत ज़्यादा पीछे नहीं पड़ते हैं लोगों के. In our organization, we motivate them to do things on their own. We give them incentives for doing things on their own. So if somebody is taking an online program, doing a certification program, there is an incentive. If somebody is doing a good research, there is an incentive. So we say कि आपका बेसिक जॉब तो है ही, बेसिक जॉब के लिए आपको तनख्वाह मिल रही है, उसमें आपको आना है, पढ़ाना है और जाना है. But if you want to earn more, then you have to perform better. So instead of finding out or instead of going behind everyone कि आपने नहीं किया या आपने नहीं किया, we are giving lot of incentives by which they are self motivated. राजस्थान में self motivation की कमी है, प्रोएक्टिवनेस की कमी है. मतलब आपको जब तक पीछे कोई नहीं पड़ता तब तक आप उसके पीछे भागते नहीं हो, अपना टारगेट अचीव नहीं करते हो. तो हम लोगों ने उसको कहीं ना कहीं मॉनिटरली लिंक किया. And we are saying that only if you are self-motivated, you will get the incentive. If you are not proactive, if you are not self-motivated, then basic salary is being given. So at my organization, everyone has a challenge within themselves to perform. So you have to take classes on time, you have to take attendance on time, everything is managed through ERP, there is a good IT backup, there is technology which is integrated with the academic system. You have to give demos before you take the class. So the HOD, the deputy HOD, the deans, they check whether you will be able to confidently deliver a lecture before the beginning of the session. So there is whole 1 week FDP which we do. So I would say at my organization about 60-70% people are self motivated who are doing things on their own. So जब आप लोगों को ही सशक्त बना देते हो तो हमारा रोल बहुत कम हो जाता है. I always tell in my public meetings that actually there is no need of deans and HODs. If everyone is doing their own job in the classroom, then there is no need of administrator. Everyone is doing their job. सो ना प्रिंसिपल की ज़रूरत है ना HOD. ये तो सिर्फ हमने एक हायरार्की इसलिए बना रखी है बिकॉज फॉलो अप करना पड़ता है, अदरवाइज उसकी ज़रूरत ही नहीं है.
Wow, I mean, it's mesmerizing to hear when he says कि new education policy पहले faculty centric है, self centered है, you're motivating them first to actually, I mean, incarnate it into themselves. ये
Yeah.
सिर्फ student centric नहीं है. पहले आप खुद अपने आप को समझेंगे, आप खुद अपने लिए additionally कुछ करना चाहेंगे, तभी आप students के लिए कर पाएंगे. That's really thoughtful, and I mean that's a real innovation.
And just to add on, the average age of our organization is only 36 years. So we bank upon young people more as compared to senior people. We catch them young. We give them good environment where they can learn and do things on their own. And थोड़े यंग लोग में क्या एनर्जी भी ज़्यादा होती है, उनको कुछ ऐसा भी होता है कि हमको कुछ करके दिखाना है, तो वी ट्राई टू गिव देम that environment. So that has also helped us trying to hire young people more as compared to of course जो qualification है वो भी मैटर करती है और उसको मैच करते हैं हम लोग, but still we find freshers more focused and because as you age you tend to be in your comfortable zone, and if you're in your comfortable zone you won't